Hello everyone, it's Tita Mifzal here, and today we are going to cover a solution of triangle question from Kertas Percubaan Selangor 2018. But before we do that, do follow me on my Facebook and Instagram account at Tita Mifzal, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So now let's begin with the question. Diagram 14 shows triangle ACD and triangle ABE. It is given that CD is equivalent to 10 cm, BE is 7 cm, AB is 5 cm, AE is 6 cm, and ED is equivalent to 2 cm. Calculate A, the angle of BAE, B, the angle of ADC, C, the length in cm of AC, D, the area in cm square of quadrilateral BCDE. So, before we start this question, this is a solution of triangle question. To understand or to answer this solution of triangle question, we need to understand three important formulas. The first formula is sin A over A is equivalent to sin B over B is equivalent to sin C over C. We'll learn how to use these formulas later on. And the second formula is A square is equivalent to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. So that's the second formula. The third formula is an area formula for triangles. Area is equivalent to half AB sin C. So to understand this formula, let me just draw a triangle for you. So I've drawn a triangle over here, and this triangle have three angles: angle A, angle B, and also angle C. The angles are represented with lowercase letters. Now we are going to find the length of the angle. So usually opposite the angle is the length, meaning that here we have lowercase a, so opposite of the angle, meaning the length, this length over here is capital A. Alright, likewise over here, this is the angle B, so opposite of the angle B is the length of B, so we'll denote it with capital letter B. Likewise for C, the length of C, meaning the length of capital C, is opposite of the angle, so it's over here. We'll represent it as uppercase C. So these are the important formulas that we need to know inside solution of triangles. So now let's look at the question so that we can truly understand how do we use this formula so that you can answer this question and do other more questions. So now let's begin with the first question. We need to find BAE, the angle of BAE. The first thing that we have to do is that we have to look at the triangle itself. So here AE is 6 cm, AB is 5 cm, and EB is 7 cm. So we know all the lengths over here, but we do not know any of the angles. Right? So this kind of situation over here, what we can do is that we can use number 2, the formula number 2 over here. See, we know A, which is anything. We can use A or S7 over here, and we know B, which is 6 cm, and C, we know it as 5 cm. And as I said just now, cos A, lowercase letter A, is the angle. Alright, so let's see over here we have A, the length is A, hence the opposite of the length is the angle. So the opposite of 7 cm is this angle over here. Alright, so we can use this formula. We can use formula number 2 to find the angle of BAE. So I'll make A as 7 cm, capital letter B as 6 cm, and capital letter C as 5 cm. So using the formula number 2, A square is equivalent to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. Originally, this formula is used to find the length of capital A over here, but we can still find the length of lowercase a or the angle by using this formula too. Let's just input all the informations. So A square, 7 square is equivalent to 6 square plus 5 square minus 2 multiply 6 and 5 cos A. So next we are going to find cos A. We will be transferring 6 square plus 5 square to the opposite side. So 7 square minus 6 square minus 5 square is equivalent to negative 2 times 6 is negative 12, and negative 12 times 5 is negative 60. Negative 60 cos A. So now what we are going to get is, we'll just input everything inside the calculator. 7 square minus 6 square minus 5 square is equivalent to negative 12. So negative 12 is equivalent to negative 60 cos A. Now we are going to make cos A as our subject. So cos A is equivalent to negative 12 divided by negative 60. So cos A is equivalent to 1 over 5. So what we are going to do is that we are going to cos inverse 1 over 5. So A is equivalent to cos inverse 1 over 5. So our A is equivalent to 78 degrees and 28 minutes. So we already found the angle of BAE. So what we can do is that we can label it over here. So the angle of BAE is 78 degrees 28 minutes. Next, we have to find the angle of ADC. So to find the angle of ADC, we are going to use the formula number 1 over here. Sin A over A is equivalent to sin B over B. This formula is the easiest formula. You just plug in everything and then you can find whatever you want to find. So let's say if you want to find sin B, then you need to know the value of sin A, and B. So let's say you want to find the value of A over here, meaning the length. So you need to know sin A, sin B, and B to solve the problem. Likewise over here, it requires us to find ADC. So this angle over here, we need to know the value of AC, but we do not know the value of AC. The first thing that we can do is that we can find the angle of ACD. Once we find the angle of ACD, then it might be more easier for us to find the angle of ADC. So we can find the angle of ACD by using the same formula. Sin A over A is equivalent to sin B over B. So here is how we are going to do it. So as we all know over here, we know that sin 78 degrees 28 minutes divided by opposite of sin 78 degrees 28 minutes is 10 cm. We are not going to use the value of 7 cm, because if we are using the value of 7 cm, then we cannot find the value of ACD. So sin 78 degrees 28 minutes divided by 10 is equivalent to sin ACD divided by, so the opposite of the angle of ACD is 6 plus 2 cm, which is 8 cm. So now we can find the value of ACD. So sin ACD is equivalent to sin 78 degrees 28 minutes divided by 10 times 8. It is easier for us to remove the sign right now. So what we can do is that we can sin inverse this over here. Because the opposite of sine is sine inverse. So the angle, so we'll just add sine inverse. Sin 78 degrees 28 minutes divided by 10 times 8. So now we no longer have this sign over here. So the angle of ACD is equivalent to, we'll just plug everything inside the calculator and we'll get the answer. So we'll get 51 degrees and 37 minutes. So now we can just label here 51 degrees 37 minutes. Now we can find the value of ADC. We are going to use the total interior angle of a triangle, which is 180 degrees, and we are going to subtract it with 78 degrees 28 minutes and 51 degrees 37 minutes. So the angle of ADC is equivalent to 180 degrees minus 51 degrees 37 minutes minus with 78 degrees 28 minutes. So our final answer would be ADC is equivalent to 49 degrees and 55 minutes. Next, we are going to look at the third question, the length in cm of AC. Now the question requires us to find the length of AC over here. and we already know all the angles over here. We know that this is 49 degrees 55 minutes, and this one is 78 degrees 28 minutes, and this one over here is 51 degrees 37 minutes. There are two ways that you can do to find AC. You can use the first formula, which is sine A over A is equivalent to sine B over B, or you can use the second formula, which is A square is equivalent to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. Either way, you'll get the same answer, but it is much more easier for you to use the first formula compared to the second formula. Alright, so here is how you are going to apply it. So we know over here that this over here is 6 cm and 2 cm, so this one over here is 8 cm, and we know that this DC over here is 10 cm. Now we are required to find AC. So what I can do with the first formula is that I can switch it, meaning that A over sine A is equivalent to B over sine B. See, it's the same thing. You can do this actually because it is a fraction. You can only do this when it is a fraction. You'll still get the same answer. So I am going to use this new derived formula from the first formula over here. So A over here, meaning that I am going to find AC over sine angle of ADC is equivalent to, you can choose any sides that you want. So I'm going to choose the side DC over sine DAE. So AC over here is the one that we need to find. So AC over sine ADC. So sine ADC is sine 49 degrees 55 minutes is equivalent to DC, which is 10 cm, over sine DAE. Sine DAE is 78 degrees 28 minutes. So now you just plug in everything inside the calculator. So your final answer would be AC is equivalent to 7.809 cm. Next, we are required to find the area in cm square of quadrilateral BCDE. So the easiest way for you to find the quadrilateral BCDE is that you can subtract ADC with ABE, meaning that you subtract the big triangle with the small triangle. So then you will be left with this area over here. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. The area of ADC must subtract with the area of ABE for us to get the quadrilateral BCDE. So we know the formula of area is equivalent to half AB sine C. So we can just plug in everything and then we can get the answer already. The area or the quadrilateral BCDE is equivalent to 1 over 2 times 8 times 10 times sine 49 degrees 55 minutes minus with half times, since in the triangle ABE we only know the angle of EAB, so we are going to use the angle of 78 degrees 28 minutes as our angle. We are only left with 6 cm and 5 cm as our B and C. Half times 6 times 5 times sine 78 degrees and 28 minutes. So our final answer would be 15.907 cm square. So that's the end of the question. Hopefully in another video we are going to do more questions so that we can truly understand this concept and this topic thoroughly. So that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you find this video really helpful, do follow me on my Facebook and Instagram account at @tutormifzal, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you soon guys. Bye.